Welcome. We are going to pull some cards for our midweek energy update. Towards the beginning of the week, I felt like the energy was going to get a little bit better, but of course we had the full moon on Sunday, and then we've got this retrograde, and it's already started to make things feel a certain way, I think, for a lot of us. Maybe you have noticed that shift of energy, other things going out there as well in the universe that probably contributes to that for most of us. So we're gonna see how the rest of the week is going to do us, and we're gonna pull a goddess message. We'll pull a dragon as a spirit guide, because I felt like we needed some fire energy and something to help us. And then we're going to do a care spread in tarot. Okay, so I hope you stick with me. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for being here. Consider subscribing. I post usually on Wednesdays and Sundays. So let's see who our goddess is today. All right, for angel number today, if you do numerology, I keep hearing 12. So you can do 1 and 2 as 3 as a number, as a master number, or just 12. But that's what I hear over and over again in my head. So let's see what they want to say to us today. We have the goddess Parvati, devotion. Have you connected with this goddess before? Let's see what she would like to tell us. What I hear her tell me is, please be careful about the information that you're receiving, the way that you are consuming it, and pay careful attention to how it makes you feel. And she also says, don't waste your time being committed to causes or things that serve no purpose for you, or that are not worthwhile, or that are also some that are in the shadow, that are hiding perhaps their true authentic purpose. She also says, you need to focus on yourself during this time, and being well, or regaining your wellness, or your it could be health or mental health, but regaining the parts of you that I think have been somewhere else, right? That have been missing, right? Have you felt a little bit off? And then also she sends another message about being kinder than you need to. Being kinder than you need to those who need it. So, and you know who that is, she says. And you know who that is. So she usually comes to you during meditation, this goddess. If you haven't connected with her yet, you can connect with her during your regular meditation, right? If you take a few minutes and envision her, or just ask her, call her by name in your head to come forward and ask her to help you with this, to help you maybe discern if you are not sure maybe you've been weighing back and forth certain things and you haven't been sure. Now's the time to use your good discretion. Okay, use your good discretion is what I hear. I hope that makes sense for you. Makes total sense for me, especially during this retrograde, where we always want to be a little bit more cautious on our communications, because this is a time when a lot of us can have our buttons pushed. So now let's hear from our spirit guide, the mighty dragon. Okay. First message that we've got is we've got the rainbow dragon here, which brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. Have trust Rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, accept opportunities are key words on this one. And this is the rainbow dragon. And this, what I hear here from this spirit guide is they want to come forward to let us know that it's especially right now, if it feels like you need a miracle or you can't see any practical solution to things like problems that are plaguing you, that this is the time to have faith, because the doors will open for you, and you just might not see it right now. So continue to move forward, continue to do the work, continue to expect great things to happen, and they will in due time. And be prepared for that. Like, 'cause some people are so used to like the shoe dropping is what I hear, that it's like when an unexpected opportunity arises, it's either like a couple things. Like, some people feel skeptical and dubious, right? Or there's also sometimes a feeling of that it's never going to happen, right? So there is something about that energy vibration of like a poverty mindset or negativity. That being said, that's easier said than done, especially again when you're in the muck of it, or it keeps happening consistently over and over. It's hard to, that's when you're really tested. It's easy when some people, I think in terms of their past lives, I don't know, how I see things is that some people have a working life, right, is what I hear, and some people have like an easier time. I think who these people are in your life. Not that everybody doesn't have ups and downs and struggles, because I think we all do, right? But how some people like are really like they're workers, right? You can see it, like they're really working on their karmic cycle. They're tested. They've got lots going on. And that's just them. And some people thrive with that, and some people collapse with that. And then there's other people where it just seems like they're not having as many trials and tribulations, perhaps, or not at the same level. And you're like, what do they do in their past life karma, right? And it just might be that this isn't that lifetime. That it's not the same karmic lessons for them, right? It's hard, because when we start comparing ourselves like that, we can really jump off the deep end. So I say, like, if you're having a moment in a day, right? Like, I had a moment in a day yesterday. That's fine. Like, I fully like leaned into that. But then today I had to, I can continue to stay in that energy, in that moment, or I can, choose to see this rainbow, rely on my spiritual practice and my guides, and continue to find joy in little things. And I just choose to do that. Okay, so it's not that it's easy. It's not rainbows and butterflies. Even over here, where I see rainbows and butterflies on a frequent in my yard. I hope that message is helpful. For me, that is very helpful. Now, our other dragon, 2 dragons wanted to come forward. This one is the green dragon. This is what this guy looks like. He's got a key there. He's in a forest. He helps us tune into the secrets of nature. And keywords here are receives answers and guidance from nature, align with your divine essence. We've been having, if you've listened before the last couple of weeks, we've been having a lot of messages about finding answers to things when we're in a nature setting, like even if it's just outside in your backyard or in a park or by the water, perhaps, whatever your like element that rings true for you. But like needing to be outside, like to clearly hear these messages, and they're going to send them. And but we've got to be outside somehow to hear it, right? Like somewhere near trees, flowers, birds, and things like that. And that is going to really help align us. So if we've and you'll know, because like you could tell, right? Like if you've been cooped up, and I say this knowing like it's hot outside, so we like to get inside from the air conditioning. But you almost feel like you're in a cave, right? And then when you get outside and your feet are upon the bare grass, you start to like really start to feel more connected to the birds and the energy of all the little critters and the nature and the things that are outside, that is where the key is to unlock things, okay? So even if it's for a few moments, if you can do that, your guides will help you find solutions and answers. And if you haven't worked with a dragon guide before, they are also there to assist you, to help you. You can visualize them. You can take a look at this card, but call upon them in your head and see what kind of message they're going to help you with that will help you align things for you spiritually. Okay, both really great messages for us. Now, so our tarot spread that we're gonna do, we're gonna move forward here. This is the tarot spread that they asked me to pick. It's about care, and it's about the root of how we care for ourselves in relation to our family. So interesting. So we'll pull 6 tarot cards for this one, and see what messages we get. This might be a time when we are revisiting, like some of us, I think, are going to have like a lot of fond memories, or like we're going to remember some things that we forgot. It could be family wisdom, or just like events, or just, things like that. Or for other people, I think they're going to like have an epiphany and an awakening and feel like, oh my goodness, I do this way, or I've always thought this way. Because we're going to pull our first card, which is how care has functioned in your family relationships in the past. And with that one, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So for some listening, and again, this is for the collective. So what does that mean? It could, hit all the notes for you, or it could not quite resonate with you. If you feel like it's just not for a message that's for you, doesn't align to you, then just let it go. It's for someone else, right? Okay, that's for any of the messages, right? Interpret them as you will. Use your own intuitive power. You are all intuitives, right? So first one, how care has functioned in my family relationships in the past. Strong commitment and ties to our mother line, right? Could be our moms, our grandmothers, aunts, but strong women in our life who were practical, who were solid forces of nature, kept things together, were able to manage the households and budgets and things like that, even if they were on a shoestring, is what I hear. But and that's how we were cared for. Like, again, like I see someone giving, practical advice, like even in terms of like, this is how you do laundry, this is how you cook, this is how you do this. So a lot of practical wisdom. Okay, practical wisdom. And that was care, by the way. That was care. That was a form of care. So especially like reminds me of my own like immigrant parents, like who, like unlike sometimes American culture, like especially Italian moms, like they don't coddle you so much. It's very much, practical stuff and like no nonsense. And you get used to it, right? You learn. Next one, a card we're going to pull is how that affected you, right? So how that quality of care affected you. And with that one, we have the 9 of Cups. So that probably for most of us felt comforting, felt like something solid, right? Felt like you could perhaps dream, and maybe you were encouraged to dream too, to dream big, knowing that there was a foundation of something to help you. I know I sure felt like that. Always felt like my mom was like my biggest cheerleader with my work when I wanted to try something new. So you may have felt that as well. And so our next card that just dropped was the care I need from my family now. So we have the Lovers card here. We need committed partnerships. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for strength. We're looking for someone to understand us on a spiritual level, and also shared experiences, shared community. I think for some people who felt like maybe past relationships were more of I hear like status quo in my head. I want to describe that better. We're living separate lives, or like you were doing your own thing, the other person was doing their own thing. It might be this might be a time where there's like a energetic shift, and you're feeling like I just want comfort, especially like as we get older and we tend to perhaps want to just kind of be home and like be nesting and just want hugs, right? Everyone wants hugs. Okay, our next one. How can I ask for that care? So maybe we have that in our lives already. So that's wonderful if you do. If not, how can we ask for that? Let's see what we get. And, the Three of Swords. So what is the Three of Swords if you're not familiar? But usually it's the card for heartbreak, disappointment, feeling like you aren't getting your needs met, and it's been hard. And so how can you ask for care that perhaps hasn't been given to you? You might have to vocalize this better. In particular, some of us just really hope that people will understand us at some soul level, and that we perhaps will not have to, like say stuff, right? Does you know what I mean? And I think that that's probably not a method that would be working for you right now. If that's been your experience in the past, it could have led to that said disappointment. What could help now is perhaps just, again, we're all about communication during this retrograde period. I'm just communicating more directly, perhaps. Might feel uncomfortable at first, but that might be a pattern. Okay, our next one is the care that my family needs from me. We have here Seven of Cups. And what are they trying to tell us here? I hear in my head, emotional freedom. That's the care needed from the family. Emotional freedom, but also practical wisdom, advice, and insight that's led from a heart-centered place, right? That's led from a heart-centered place. Allowing a bit of whimsy, even a bit of fun, laughter, joy, things that have been hard for some of us during these heavier moments, right, in life, during this time of heavy emotion, which it's been for many of us who are either in a spiritual awakening or just kind of like moving forward with our lives, right? So not the easiest, but like so wonderment, right? Wonderment. Is that a word? That's a word. Wonderment. Now, our final card here in this reading, and I'm using the Good Karma Tarot, which I think I may have used before on camera before. These are really good cards if you're just starting to learn tarot, perhaps, or you just want more modern images. They're very, very inclusive, in terms of the art, representation of different folks and things like that, but also just easy to read, right? Like they're just like really easy to read, the cards on these. So I like these. My mini unofficial review on these is that these are pretty good. How can I give that care? Okay, so we have the 10 of Pentacles. You already got everything that you need. So in terms of like the dynamics of family and care that's needed right now, we're going back to our roots. As I said, remember, a lot of you who might be listening had some strong maternal women in your life. You had some deep bonds to people who offered good practical wisdom, right? And that is something that is bringing reward and fulfillment now. And like you're tapping back into that time period where things were good, right? So that is our final message. I hope that was helpful. I hope you do a little digging yourself. Feel free to pull your own cards with family and see what you get for an expanded message, right? And that is all. I hope everyone has a good rest of the week. I'll see you next week.